Hello friends, welcome to Kavita Medicos Education. So today's disease condition is emphysema. So in Greek word, the emphysema condition is known as inflation. Okay, so emphysema condition comes under the category of COPD. So we all know that there are two types of disease condition which are categorized under the COPD condition. First one is chronic bronchitis and number two is emphysema. So before going to start the definition of emphysema, let me tell you that emphysema condition takes place in the lower respiratory system, okay, in the sinus region, okay. So we all know that nasal cavity, pharynx and larynx, okay, up to the larynx region it is known as upper respiratory system, okay. So nasal cavity, pharynx and larynx is known as upper respiratory system, and from the trachea up to the alveoli region is known as our lower respiratory system. From the trachea to the alveoli region it is known as lower respiratory system. So when trachea move downward, it forms bronchi, and again this bronchi will bifurcate or divide into two parts, that is known as bronchioles to our each lung, okay. Now this bronchiole will divide further into several small branches which is known as primary, secondary and tertiary bronchioles, and after tertiary bronchioles there comes a terminal bronchiole, okay. Now listen it carefully that after terminal bronchiole a region comes that is known as respiratory bronchiole, okay. Then this respiratory bronchiole will form a several alveolar duct, and through this alveolar duct a several grape like structure, okay, a several grape like structures are attached which are known as alveoli, okay. So it is a plural form, means a several alveoli comes together and form a alveoli group like a bunch of grapes, okay. So actually this emphysema condition takes place in the sinus region. So which region are called as sinus region, okay. So in sinus there will be three part comes, okay. Number one is respiratory bronchiole, next there is alveolar duct and next is alveoli. So this region is known as sinus, okay. So this region is called as sinus region. So emphysema condition takes place in the emphysema in the sinus region, okay, in the sinus region of our respiratory system. Now let us come to the definition of emphysema condition. So emphysema is a chronic condition. Chronic means it is a long-term disease condition. This disease condition does not happen suddenly. It takes place some time for the happening. If the person is doing a lot of smoke for a long period of year or for long years, then he will suffer from the emphysema condition. This disease does not generate suddenly. It takes a lot of time for the happening. Next, it is a progressive. Progressive means this disease will progress, okay. This disease will increase. How it will increase? First the person will suffer in the mild condition, then it will go into the moderate condition, then it will go into the severe condition, and then at the last it will go into the worst condition. So it is a progressive disease condition which is irreversible, means it cannot be treated, okay. So the lungs which are damaged or which are destroyed, okay, the alveoli which are destroyed or sinus region which are destroyed, it cannot be reunite or it cannot be bring into the healthy condition. So it is an irreversible disease condition of our respiratory system. So respiratory disease that affects the alveoli. So this disease condition will affect our alveoli region, mainly the sinus region, means our respiratory bronchiole, our alveolar duct and our alveoli will be damaged. So alveoli is the functional and smallest unit of our lungs, where the actual gases exchange happens, okay. So suppose this is CO2 present in the blood. So this CO2 will go into the alveoli and the oxygen rich gases will comes into the blood. So it is the alveoli region where the actual respiration happens. So it is a functional unit of our lungs. So this damage is happening in the alveoli of our lungs by doing permanent enlargement. So this alveoli will lose their elasticity. They will permanently enlarge. Why they are permanently enlarged? Because in our respiratory system, in our sinus region, there is a elastin protein present. Which protein? Elastin. So this elastin protein is very essential or very useful for our respiratory system. Why so? Because this elastin protein will provide the elasticity to our respiratory system. Okay, so our alveoli are like a coil, like a spring coil. When we are inhaling the air, then they will inflate. Okay, they will inflate or they will get bigger. And when we exhale out, when we remove CO2 from our nose, when we exhale out, then this alveoli will deflate. Okay, they will go back into their same position because of this elastin protein. So this elastin protein is very essential in our respiratory system, and this elastin protein is protected by alpha-1 antitrypsin. Alpha-1 antitrypsin. Okay, so this elastin protein is protected by alpha-1 antitrypsin. So this alpha-1 antitrypsin, okay, it is secreted from the liver into our blood, and then it moves into our respiratory system. So these two things are very helpful for our respiratory system. But when the person do a lot of smoking for a long period of time, then in smoking there is a harmful chemical present that is known as nicotine. Okay, and with that nicotine, a protease enzyme is released. With that nicotine, which enzyme is released? Protease enzyme. This enzyme is very, very harmful for our respiratory system. And one more thing, whenever the person is doing smoking for a long period of time, then our immune cell will release some cells in our blood for fighting up the nicotine or toxin in the body. Okay, so our immune cell will release some cytokines, some neutrophils, some eosinophages or some macrophages. Again, there will be destruction and deformation will happen into our elastin protein. Okay, because our immune cell, mainly the neutrophil or macrophages cell, will release a heavy amount of protease enzyme, which is very harmful for this elastin, because this protease enzyme will destroy this elastin which is present in our alveoli. Okay, but if some person is suffering or some person is having a genetic problem or genetic hereditary of the deficiency of alpha-1 antitrypsin, okay, if some person liver is not able to secrete alpha-1 antitrypsin deficiency due to genetic condition, then it will again damage our elastin protein in a very, very bad form, in a very deformative form. Okay, so this protease is come from the smoke and from our immune cells also. So after the destruction or removal of this elastin protein, our alveoli will lose their elasticity and they will get permanently enlarged. Okay, now this alveoli will lose their elasticity and they will form a permanent bullae. So this big structure of alveoli are known as bullae. Why it is called as bullae? Why it is called as bullae? Because the air have been trapped inside this alveoli. Okay, due to the destruction and deformation, damage and destruction due to the protease enzyme, it will destroy our elastin protein. Then what will happen? Our bronchi, our bronchiole, our respiratory bronchiole will collapse or they will shrink or they will get narrow. So the CO2 gas which is remain in this alveoli from the blood, the CO2 which comes into the alveoli from the blood, it will not able to transfer out. Okay, it will not able to move out and it will remain stuck. It will remain stuck into the alveoli only. So gases get trapped in the alveoli and form a bigger structure which are known as bullae in the lungs. Okay, so there will be permanent enlargement, damage and destruction of walls leads to loss of elasticity. So our alveoli will finally lose their elasticity due to the destruction of elastin protein, and dilation of air space cause bronchioles collapse and air trap, and finally what will happen? There will be air trapped into our alveoli structure. So this was the definition of emphysema. Next we are going to study the types of emphysema. So emphysema have been classified into 4 types. On the anatomical structure, on the anatomical basis, we have classified the emphysema into 4 types. Number 1, we have centrilobular emphysema or centri-acinar emphysema. So as we all know the diagram of acinus, so this is our terminal bronchiole and it is our respiratory bronchiole. With the respiratory bronchiole, alveolar duct are attached, and finally through the alveolar duct we have alveoli attached. So these are our alveoli. So what happened in the centrilobular emphysema? So it affects our respiratory bronchiole. So in centrilobular or centri-acinar emphysema, it affects our respiratory bronchiole region, which is also known as proximal region. So here in diagram you can see that our respiratory bronchiole have been inflamed. Next we have most common type. So centrilobular acinar or emphysema is the most common type which is seen in the emphysema condition. Next we have due to heavy smoking. So the causative or the main reason for the centrilobular emphysema is the heavy smoker or the people who do the heavy smoking. Next we have upper lobe of lung. So mainly which lobe of our lung is affected? So centrilobular emphysema happen in our upper lobe of the lung. So we all know that our right lung have been divided into 3 main lobules and left lung have been into 2 lobules. So this centrilobular or centri-acinar emphysema will infect our upper lungs lobe. So it is happening in the upper lobes of our lungs. Next we have panlobular emphysema. As the name suggests, it is pan. Okay, pan means which will affect all the acinus region. After the terminal bronchiole, we call this region as the acinus region. So in panlobular emphysema, it will affect our or it will do destruction or inflammation in the whole acinus region. So which region will be affected? Our respiratory bronchiole will be affected, our alveolar duct will be affected, and our alveoli. It means our whole acinus region have been affected. Next we have equally distributed. It is equally distributed. Okay, means this emphysema will happen equally in our every region. Okay, it will inflame our respiratory bronchiole, alveolar duct as well as our alveoli. So it is equally distributed in our acinus region. Next we have alpha-1 antitrypsin deficiency. So this panlobular emphysema happened due to the alpha-1 antitrypsin deficiency. Okay, so this enzyme is very helpful for our elastin protein because this enzyme inhibit the protease activity. Okay, the protease which is secreted from the smoke or which is secreted by our immune cells like macrophages. Okay, macrophages or neutrophils, they also excrete or they also release protease enzyme which will again cause destruction in the elastin protein. So this alpha-1 antitrypsin enzyme will inhibit the activity of the protease. Okay, so it is important, but in some people it is not released from the liver due to genetic factor or due to hereditary factor. So the people who are suffering from alpha-1 antitrypsin deficiency, they will suffer from the panlobular emphysema. Next, it will happen in the lower lung lobe. Okay, so which region it will affect? It will affect our lower lungs lobe. So mainly the lower region of our lungs are affected in the panlobular emphysema. Number 3, we have paraseptal emphysema. Para means proximal or at the back region. Okay, so it will affect the distal region of our lungs. Okay, it will affect our, it is not proximal, it is distal. So paraseptal emphysema will affect our distal region of our lung. Sometimes it also affect our alveolar duct also. So distal structure, there will be alveolar duct come and alveoli. So this will affect our alveoli and our alveolar duct. It is called as paraseptal emphysema. Lower lobe in pleura or in lobules. Sometimes it also affect our lower lobe and the pleura. Pleura means the outer layer which is attached to our lungs. So it is affecting our pleura region of the lungs and sometimes in the lower lobe. Next we have mainly near fibrosis and scarring. It is seen near the fibrosis and scarring. Wherever there will be fibrosis and scarring happens in the lungs, there is paraseptal emphysema is involved in the fibrosis and scarring region of the lungs. Next we have normal finding cysts. So how clinically we will find the paraseptal emphysema? So in the clinical diagnosis we can see the cyst present in the paraseptal emphysema region, and due to the cyst present in the emphysema region, okay, into the alveolar region, it will form a large bullae over there. Wherever there will be cyst present, it will form the large bullae. So the main clinical diagnosis for the paraseptal emphysema is the cyst present, which will form the large bullae. So there is no cause, or there will be unknown cause for the paraseptal emphysema, and sometimes the people who are suffering from the pneumothorax, they will suffer from the paraseptal emphysema. Next, at the last, we have irregular emphysema. As the name suggests, it is irregularly distributed into our sinus region. Sometimes it happens in the respiratory bronchioles, sometimes it could be happen in our alveolar duct or in our alveoli. So it is equally distributed in our sinus region. So irregularly involved, and it is asymptomatic. There will be no symptoms seen in the patient in the irregular emphysema. So it is asymptomatic condition. Causes and risk factor for the emphysema condition. So what are the etiological factors which are responsible for causing the emphysema condition? Number one, we have cigarette smoking. So cigarette smoking is the most common and is the most important and number one cause for the emphysema condition. So people who are doing active smoking, okay, who are doing the cigarette smoking, like the cigar smoke, tobacco smoke, or any type of pipe smoke, they will suffer from the emphysema condition, because in smoke there are harmful chemicals present like nicotine, which will irritate and inflame our respiratory system. So it is the most common and number one cause for the emphysema condition. Next we have second hand smoke. They are also called as passive smoker. They are not doing the smoking condition, okay, they are not doing the smoking, but they are surrounded or exposed by the smoker patients or smoker peoples. So they are the active smoker people. They will also suffer from the emphysema condition. Next we have occupational exposure. It means workplace exposure. So the labor or the person who are working in the mining industry, in the coal industry, or in the chemical industry. So from the chemical industry, the fumes, dust and vapors will come to their respiratory system, and it will irritate and inflame their respiratory tract. So the workplace where there is a heavy chemical is released from the heavy industries, it will also leads to emphysema condition. Next we have air and vehicle pollution. Nowadays, due to the automobile industry, a lot of air pollution is growing on, okay, and it is also doing the global warming. So in air pollution there are harmful gases present like CO, carbon monoxide, sulfur dust and sulfur particles. So these particles are not so good for our respiratory system. Next we have alpha-1 antitrypsin deficiency. So it is a rare, or it is the rarest deficiency disorder which is found in those people who are suffering from the hereditary or genetic condition. So what happen in this deficiency? The patient who is suffering from this disease condition, their liver will not synthesize the alpha-1 antitrypsin protein, and this protein is very crucial and very important for our respiratory system, okay. So this alpha-1 antitrypsin will inhibit the activity of protease enzyme, which is doing the destruction of elastin in our lungs. So this condition is found in a rare groups of people, okay, where alpha-1 antitrypsin is not secreted by their liver, okay, and the person who are hereditary or who are genetic having the COPD condition, they will also have deficiency of alpha-1 antitrypsin in their blood or in their lungs. Next we have aging. So it is a natural factor. After some ages or after some time, our internal organs do not work in a proper way. Other than these factors, there are some other common factors which are responsible for causing the emphysema. Like if the person is having the immunosuppressed disease, like if there is tuberculosis, the person suffering from tuberculosis condition or HIV condition, or if the child has suffered from a lot of lung infection in the childhood, then after in the young age he can suffer from the emphysema condition. So these were the causes and risk factor for the emphysema. Thank you.